Hello there guys, welcome back to Younes Talks Football, welcome back to a brand new video. I hope all of you are doing well today. This is your match preview for Chelsea versus Wolves. Wolverhampton Wanderers sitting in 8th place in the Premier League. You probably look at that and go, Chelsea have been charity FC recently. We've given points to all the needy, given points to Arsenal, given points to United, given points to Frank Lampard and Everton. Okay, Wolves, they ain't got much to play for. They're not in need, are they? They're sitting 8th in the Premier League. They're 3 points behind West Ham. Not bad. But then you look at their recent form, and they've lost the last 3. You know, maybe they're going to come to the bridge and go, pretty please, you've given to the other 3 that you've played. Can you please give us something? Because we don't want to lose 4 out of 4. Listen, Chelsea, if that happens, I don't want any sympathy. Nothing. No. Stop giving. Stop giving. Tomorrow, it changes. Tomorrow, Charity FC, yeah, when they get the keys, and they lock the door, and then they throw it out the window, yeah? And it's done. Chuck it away. No need. Not shut it down. Shut Charity FC down. No need to entertain this madness any longer. Tomorrow, we beat Wolves. We start to think about cementing our 3rd place in the Premier League. And we then look to Leeds midweek. And then next weekend is the big one, our FA Cup final against Liverpool, which leads me on to Chelsea women. Very, very quickly. Best of luck to Chelsea women tomorrow who have the chance to win the Premier League title. It's going to be, hopefully, if they beat Manchester United tomorrow, which is funny because Lauren James, who's Reece James's sister, who plays for Chelsea women, got signed from Manchester United. So it would be funny if she were to get the winning goal. Anyway, hopefully she does. Listen, I hope Chelsea women do it. If they do it, it would be the 3rd consecutive league title won by Chelsea women and Emma Hayes. Beautiful job. And we've got an FA Cup final next weekend. The men on the 14th. On the 15th, so do Chelsea women. They're playing the FA Women's Cup final. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. The women's team, Emma Hayes, the job they're doing is just, yeah, clearly we've got the best women's team in the country. Hopefully tomorrow it's another league title wrapped up. So best of luck to the ladies. Go and get that job done, girls, and we will be right behind you. And I will keep track on what is going on in that game. Now that leads me on to another point. Tomorrow there might or might not be a watch along. I'm not sure at the moment. There are some very important things that I have to attend to. I'm not entirely clear if I'm going to make it back in time or not. I might. There's a chance I might. So just keep your eyes peeled. If you see that I've gone live, or I've scheduled it, that means it's on. If I haven't scheduled it, it means it's not on. When it comes close to 2:30, 2:45, if there's no sign of me, chances are it's not happening. If there is, then pop along and we can watch the game together. Just another quick thing. If I'm not on and you want to watch along to go to, there's quite a few others. Matisse will be doing his on Twitch. There's Man Knows Football, who's doing his here. There's Miz, the other side of the coin, who should be doing his here if he is going to be doing a watch along. I'm not entirely sure, but check there. So yeah, you've got other Chelsea voices that you can go to for a watch along. Anyway, let's get into this. Chelsea versus Wolves. This won't be easy, right? Wolves have been on very, very bad form. And Thomas Tuchel in his press conference today was absolutely spot on in everything that he said. In analysing Wolves and what they've brought to the side this season, they started off pretty poor, right? Looked like they were all out of sorts. And then they had a big patch of the season where they were just playing brilliantly, getting results, and they found themselves near the European places. And when you look at it, they're still there, despite the last 3-4 games, which have not really gone their way. The last 3 they've lost. Prior to that, so most recently lost to Brighton, they lost to Burnley, lost to Newcastle, beat Aston Villa, lost to Leeds, beat Everton, beat Watford, lost to Palace. That's the sort of side that Wolves have been at the latter stage of this season. So we don't know. They've got a good team. They've got some very, very good players on that side. And they do have threats on the day. They're not consistent though. However, that doesn't mean that they're going to come to the bridge tomorrow and get smoked. Because they're not consistent, losing 3 on the bounce, they could very well pick up 3 points tomorrow at the bridge. They could. That's the sort of side that Wolves are. We need to play at the highest level. We need to try and bring our level back up to where it should be and hopefully get the job done. Thomas Tuchel in the press conference entertained who's going to be out, who's going to be available, but also entertained one little thing that I want to just brush upon before I go into the team news. He did mention, and I love this from TT, he smashed it today in the press conference. He said, in terms of recruitment, in terms of important things going into the transfer market and the loan players coming back and, being able to get ready for next season. He did mention that the recruitment needs to be done correctly. The scouting needs to be done correctly. And, in order to identify the correct targets that we need, everything he said is what we've been screaming for video after video on all of our channels, not just myself, all the other guys that have been saying the same thing. This is key. And it's nice to see that he's acknowledged that. Could that have been a subliminal message over to Chelsea that, hey, when the new owner walks in or Todd Bowley or something, by the way, can you sort out the scouting department? Because they don't seem to be doing anything over there. Yeah, can you fix that for me, please? I hope it is. If it is, that would be fantastic. TT clearly sees it the same way that all of us do. Hopefully we get that sorted. We bring in some good players this summer. We bring in some players that we desperately need. We revamp the squad, get rid of the deadwood and start again. Let's go. Come on. Back TT and let's do this under the new ownership. Now, talking about the new ownership, there hasn't been any news today about Todd Bowley. Today was meant to be the last day of the exclusivity period. So as of right now, we kind of don't know what's going on. But everything leading up to today seemed like the announcement is imminent. We're waiting. Apparently there will be a formal announcement, but there hasn't been one today. So we'll wait for tomorrow. Maybe all is done behind the scenes that we don't know about. And then tomorrow or the day after or whatever, we might get a formal announcement. But we're waiting. So fingers crossed it's all done. Once that's done, it's pretty much over. And we know that Todd Bowley and his consortium will become the new owners of Chelsea Football Club. So fingers crossed that gets wrapped up very, very soon. Quickly, let's get into the team news. We know that obviously the usual suspects are out. Your Ben Chilwells, your Callum Hudson-Odois, they're not going to be available. The rest all seem like they're available except N'Golo Kante and Jorginho. They didn't train, or Kante did train, but apparently this game has come too early for him. So both of them are going to be absent, which means who's going to play in midfield? I think it's safe to say we only have two options, right? So it's going to be these two options. I mean, I'm not going to wait till I put the team on the screen. It's going to be Kovacic and it's going to be Loftus-Cheek. We know this, so we'll see. Now, Lukaku was mentioned in the press conference, and TT did hint that Lukaku will be starting this one. Now, I want to say something. Before we get into the team that I show you on the screen and how I think TT is going to go with the starting 11, I want to say this. Kai Havertz for us has been great, right? Up until recently, last few games, it looks like maybe he's dipped off a little bit. He hasn't played badly. He's just not been banging in the goals and been hitting the same level that we've been getting used to, I guess, because he was scoring goal after goal after goal. All of a sudden, everyone criticised. Well, not everyone. I say everyone. It's not everyone. But there was a portion of fans, some of you even here, saying, "What's Tuchel doing? Should have started Lukaku with this one. Havertz needs to not play." Let's flip it, okay? Lukaku, when he was playing, was getting heavily criticised, right? By me included. And I was screaming, play Kai Havertz, play Kai Havertz. Now he's playing, oh no, now Lukaku needs to play. Let me just say this. If Lukaku plays tomorrow and people get their wish and he doesn't play well, I don't want to hear any complaints. I don't want to. And I'm going to protect Lukaku on this one. Everyone wants him to play. Cool. And you know what? He will play. I'll be very surprised if Lukaku won't play tomorrow. I think he will start tomorrow. Bearing in mind that apparently he was meant to come on against Everton, but we didn't have enough subs, according to Thomas Tuchel. Whether that's true or not, I don't know. But apparently that was the plan. If we hadn't made changes due to injury and whatnot, Lukaku apparently would have come on. But anyway, I think he starts tomorrow. However, I don't want to hear double standards. Yeah? Be consistent with your logic and your views. Personally, does Havertz need a rest? I'd be surprised if a 21-year-old who's meant to be, playing at the highest level, all of a sudden after 5 or 6 games, oh no, that's it, he needs a rest. Like, that, I know. I see players who are older, who are playing literally week in, week out, and they're dealing with it. Now, everyone is different, but that means you've got to look at Kai Havertz. If he's not able to keep up with this tempo, then that's a flaw. okay? But we'll see what happens with Lukaku tomorrow, and hopefully he plays well because, as I've said, I think he's going to start. But be consistent. Do not be ultra reactionary in your analysis that, oh, when he's had one bad game, no, get rid, that's it, finish. No, he's not, he can't do it. Or even 2 or 3, you know? You look at Liverpool, for example, Mo Salah. When was the last time he banged in 2 goals in a game? It's been a little while, if I'm not mistaken. I'm trying to remember. But, you know, you don't hear anyone calling for his head. No, we need to be consistent. And this team needs some consistency. Even if a player is not hitting the level that he normally does hit, but he's not having a bad game, cool. I'm satisfied with that. It's okay. Just as long as he doesn't keep it down there. He needs to be able to maybe have one off day and then bounce back up. Kai Havertz, the last, you could say 3 or 4, has looked a little bit iffy, right? But same goes for our entire attack. And it's not just that. Kai Havertz has had chances, hasn't put them to bed. Much like all the others have had chances, hasn't put them to bed. We've gone back to the same problem of not being able to finish. No matter who's up front, we can't finish. Hopefully that problem gets resolved tomorrow. So we'll see what happens. We'll get into the starting 11 now. Who do I think Thomas Tuchel is going to go with? Let's check it out. So I think in goal we are going with Mendy, without question. The back 3, the departing Antonio Rudiger. Unfortunately, he will be signing for Real Madrid. That is pretty much done and dusted. So last few games with Tony Rudiger about. Thiago Silva, I think, will be alongside him. And I do think on this one, I'll be surprised if this isn't the case. I do think TT will do this. I think he's going to go with Chalobah tomorrow. I do have a feeling that Aspie won't play tomorrow. We'll see. Maybe I'm thinking too much into it, but I think he sees it the same way most of us are seeing it. Chalobah deserves an opportunity in order to play, has the pace, and apparently there was a meeting involving Chalobah and the Chelsea coaching staff, Tuchel included, apparently, where they went over a couple of the flaws that he'd committed this season, and he took it really well, and he's taken it in his stride, and he's training really well. So I hear that, and I think maybe he'll start tomorrow. So I'm going with Chalobah. In midfield, no, not midfield. We're going with the wing-backs, Reece James and Marcos Alonso. Without question, I think those are the 2 that we're going to have to go to. Again, we don't really much have a choice. In midfield, Loftus-Cheek and Mateo Kovacic. We know this because Jorginho and Kante are out. We're not going to see Saul and Barkley playing midfield, are we? So I do suspect it's going to be these 2. Just ahead, I think Mason Mount will still be selected. Now, Mount is someone who's dipped in form as well. Let's be real. But do we drop him? Some would say yes, drop him. I don't think TT will. Some would say play Ziyech there. I wouldn't be against that. Some would say play Pulisic there. I'm not so sure. Can Pulisic play in the middle as a cam? Not entirely. I don't know. Maybe he can. But I don't see it happening, ever. And I think that Mason Mount is going to be the guy that we go to, considering that even when you look at stats, and bearing in mind Mason's not had the best season, but when you look at stats, he's outperforming everyone. He's had the most goals, he's had the most assists, he's had the most chances created, he's had the most shots. And this is someone who's not had a good season. That tells you the standard of Chelsea this season. It's not been very high. Let's be honest. It's not been very high, especially from our attacking lot. When we have defenders scoring for us, it's not a good look. So, yeah, Mason Mount, I think, will still start. And I believe that Timo Werner and Romelu Lukaku will start alongside each other. I think this will be the wisest thing to do anyway. Because if Lukaku's going to play, I'd rather have him alongside someone than him bearing the load up top by himself, when apparently, as of last week, he had admitted to the Chelsea coaching staff and Thomas Tuchel that the way that we play hasn't suited him because there's too much pressing involved and too much energy being consumed running about, which apparently doesn't suit him. I'm glad he's acknowledged that, because we can all see that from the outside. It's true, it doesn't at all. Which goes to show, very bad scouting. We shouldn't have got him in the first place. If this is how we're going to play, you want to play counter-attacking football, maybe you can get the best out of him, but we're not doing that. We want to play a different way. We have an identity and a philosophy, and it's just not that. So, yeah. Lukaku, though, alongside someone with the support of somebody, maybe he does something. But we'll wait and see. With Lukaku, the bare minimum that I want is for him to be light on his feet and to be quick and to be snappy, which is what he looked like he was at Inter Milan. I don't know what happened. He looked slim, he looked trimmed, he looked energetic, he looked like he was a bit of a powerhouse, he looked like he had speed. Where's all that gone? Has he been eating too much paninis? You know, has he been at the sandwiches? Has he been putting too much ketchup and mayo in his burger? I don't know, right? But that's the bare minimum I was expecting. Let's see what he does tomorrow, because I think he's going to start, and hopefully he bangs in a goal or two. Fingers crossed. But that is what I think Thomas Tuchel is going to go with tomorrow. And as for score prediction, I'm going to be optimistic on this one. Yeah, Charity FC ceases operations as of tomorrow. It is no longer in operation. It is shut down. It's closed down. We've got a new franchise and a new business opening up in that slot. We are going to go with a win tomorrow. I'm going Chelsea 2, Wolves 0, and fingers crossed that doesn't come back to bite me. Anyway, let me know your thoughts down below in terms of your predictions, how you're seeing things in terms of the Wolves game. Do you think we're going to win? Do you think we're going to lose? Do you think it's going to be a good game? Do you think we'll play well and dominate? Do you think we won't still get a result? Lose though? Let me know. I'd love to hear all of your opinions down below. Much appreciated. And as I've said, keep your eye out for the watch along. If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, I'm sorry. It's as simple as that. It's the one-off just for tomorrow. There will be a watch along for the Leeds game. There will be one for the cup final. Tomorrow is just a one-off, but it might still happen. Keep your eyes peeled, and I'll see you then maybe. If not, the review after the game will still definitely be done 100%, so I'll see you then for sure. Thank you all so much for watching. Hit the subscribe button if you are new. Hit the notification bell to be notified once I've uploaded. Smash the like button if you've enjoyed this, and I will see all of you tomorrow for a brand new one. Have a good one, people. See you tomorrow. Take care, and peace.